Welcome to AM Reviews. I'm Sal, and Skyber is still busy on his project, so we have a special guest, Thule from Thule Vision. Say hi, Thule.
Hey everyone.
And today is a Throwback Thursday, and we're going to be reviewing Away We Go. Before we get into it, remember, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. So, what did you think of the movie, Thule?
I thought it was fine. I didn't find anything particularly special about it. It had all the, I would say, the core mechanics to what make a movie. But yeah, nothing really like stood out and made me go wow at the end of the film. But yeah, I say in general, it was okay. Like I didn't find it extremely like riveting, but at the same time, I didn't find it bad either.
Yeah, like you said, I didn't see anything special. It didn't stand out to me. It was a decent movie. The only thing I can think about was that the core story was stretched out to so much that sometimes I would lose interest in, where they were going to. Maybe played it off too much. But the cast was nice. I mean, Maya, we seen her from Saturday Night Live, and John Krasinski, we know him from The Office. So they were basically two comedians that were paired out pretty much perfectly. Well, the story is about them being pregnant and realizing that their life is probably not where they wanted to go. Feel that they're not going to be perfect parents. So they go around and seeing where they're going to move to, because where they're living now is not where they're going to want to stay. They go visit friends and family or people they know, and they realize that everybody else has their own little issues they're working with. And they start realizing, are we going to end up like them? So the whole thing is that they're just trying to, I don't want to call it a midlife crisis, because it's not a midlife crisis for them. It's basically becoming parents, and they're afraid that they're not going to be the parents they want to be for the kid. This story could have been brought together, and I want to say I would have rather read it in a book than watch it in a film. To me, the film kind of was too stretched out, too watered down. What else do you think about this movie? What hit home? What didn't work for you, Thule?
One of the things that I thought that I found like it was their like motivation to want to go and visit all these friends or families to determine if they wanted to live where they were at was related to John Krasinski's character. Yes. So he was, of course, the father of this newborn that they were going to have. And where they lived, they even said it themselves, the reason they lived where they were was because his parents were in that area. They found out that his parents were going to move away to Belgium or something for like the next 2 years. Because of that, they started thinking about, moving away too, because they really wanted his parents to be there when, the newborn was born. But I mean, good for them to want to finally just do something for themselves. But I found it weird that the parents didn't support them, even though they said that that them wanting to move away has been something that they have planned for a while. But even they said that they didn't have any knowledge about this too. Like, why didn't they inform them about this? And it just stirred up. And in a lot of ways, this film actually showcased how terrible people can be. And I think I mentioned to you earlier that it was very coincidental that we only saw, for the majority, a lot of the bad sides of each of these family or friends that they went to go visit. Like they could not have wasn't there like aspects that were good that they could have taken from some of these people and improve their lives because of that? I think that would have been something that I would have probably been a little more invested in, but they just showcase a lot of the the bad stuff, and then it got them to, in the end, I believe, go back to where Maya's character's parents lived, because she came to him to reveal to John's character what happened to them and how she felt about them towards the end. And they just decided to go back to, I believe it was in Mississippi, and just to start their family there. So, I mean, like I said, it wasn't anything special, but if I were to maybe, pinpoint a few of the instances where I felt a little frustrated, it was actually when, you got to see these people and how they treated not just, John and Maya's character, but how they treated each other as a family too. And even with the kids, I mean, I feel kind of sorry for the kids, to be honest.
Yeah. No, the same thing with me. I'm like, most of these families, it seemed like they took them and they exaggerated their situation in a sense. The sister, who's not John's sister, who was a college professor,
Yeah, yeah.
that was like, I'm like, are you trying to go for comedy here? This seems like it's not serious, and they're like hippies, but the hippies that you see on TV who are exaggerated. I'm like, really? Is this? Are we going here? Is it supposed to be funny? Because I don't see the humor. I see you trying to get the humor in there, but to me, it was just felt really awkward. So that, and then when they went to see their old college friends, that they were watching The Sound of Music, and they ended the movie prematurely for the kids. So I was like, okay, I get this. They're trying to be protective and stuff like that. I know people who do that for kids, not to traumatize them. But then when they started talking about the female partner who had a miscarriage, then I was like, okay, now we're trying to get serious here. And I'm like, so it was comedy, then they wanted to get really serious, and then at the end, Maya sitting by her house getting really emotional, talking about how for her dad they used to hang fruit and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, this movie is going everywhere. They try to do the comedy thing, they try to do the serious roles and everything. This major core story in there is like, you know what, nobody's life is perfect. You live your own life, and that's it. That's the bottom line that I got from it. Is that the same conclusion that you arrived to, Tuli?
Yeah, pretty much. Like it took them, these trips around. I believe they were like around the Arizona area. I think they went up to like Wisconsin or something, and
Yes.
then back to Florida to see Bert's. That's John's
Bert's
Krasinski's
brother.
character's name. Bert's brother. Yeah, it just took them these experiences of just seeing how people's lives were, especially around with kids, with the exception of, I believe, Verona, aka Maya's character, when they went to go visit her sister. Apparently, her issue was just with the boyfriend that she was, going out to see with. But I think she was like the most civilized out of all of them. But at the same time, yeah, like it just took them going around visiting these people to realize that, hey, other people have problems too. Maybe we don't have it as bad, and let's just go back and live our life.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I got out of it too.
Yeah, the other thing I want to point out is that every time they went to visit a family, they were in their family stage. Like at the beginning, Maya's sister, Verona's sister, they went to visit her in Phoenix. She is not married. She has no kids. She's just starting her life too. And they're like, oh, she has a perfect life. But then they find out she doesn't. She's not happy. Her boyfriends that she's dating are always like assholes, according to her. Then they visit somebody else, Bert's brother. His wife left him with the kid, just walked out. Now, see, that's another stage of the family track. But it doesn't happen in order. But they visit other people, the people that Verona used to work for. This lady is like old and she has kids already, and she's like, yeah, my kids, whatever. I can talk in front of them. They don't listen. That's another stage of another family. Like already the kids are older. Then you go meet their friends. They're protective about their kids, and they even adopt kids, and because they want a family, they're the next stage after marriage. All these stages play into what Bert and Verona want to see in their life, but they really don't want that aspect.
Yeah.
What I actually thought was going to happen was that Bert and Verona was going to, tell Bert's brother, hey, we know that, your wife left you. Can we take the daughter and we'll raise her with her newborn and be that family that you guys aren't, kind of thing. And I'm like, they might want to adopt her, but then they left and they went to go to Verona's, old house. And I'm like, okay, that didn't really happen. For this movie, I want to give it a 6 out of 10. So what grade do you give this movie, Tuli?
Yeah, I think it's around there too. Yeah, around like 5 to 6 out of 10. That would be my grade.
Yeah, I just gave it a little higher grade because John's character, when Verona, they're on the train and she's like, oh no, I think they were sleeping or something, and she's like, you never get mad at me, you never raise your voice or something. And then he's like, out of nowhere they're driving, he's like, calls her a cunt or something, and he's like, did that work? And I was like, oh my god, Bert is like the weirdest person in the movie. So before we wrap things up, Tuli, he has a Twitch channel. So Tuli, do you want to talk about your Twitch channel?
Yes, I could briefly mention it. Yeah, so my Twitch channel is Tulyvision. That's TOULYVISION. And I mainly stream video games, but recently I've been trying to incorporate other aspects or hobbies into my stream. So if you have time, please check it out. You can also follow me on Twitter. That's where I normally post updates about hobbies or when I go live on stream as well.
So that wraps up our review for Away We Go. Join us next time when we review You, Me, and Dupree by the Russo brothers. And remember, social media is in the description, and hit us up if you have any questions. And remember, keep watching movies.